Joe Nuccio, President and CEO of ASG Security. Hi Joe, thanks for spending some time with us.
Hi Jillian, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Great. I wanted to ask you a few questions. One about ASG. Every time I'm picking up a trade magazine, it seems like there's another acquisition. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you look for a company when you're going to acquire.
Well, you know, what's really important to us for acquisitions is it has to have a culture that's similar to ours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we look for a lot of companies that have been in business for a long time.
Yep.
That really take high levels of care in their customers. We think customer service is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And on the product side, it's somewhat agnostic. I mean, we like them to have the same products that we have, but we can also, it's very easy to train and to adapt. And we're going to go into our interactive services platform and our managed services platform. So we look for companies that are really able to grow in that environment and have really sound customers. I think that's probably the most important.
Okay. And as you continue to acquire and ASG gets larger and larger, obviously the opportunities are endless. What challenges do you see for the company as that happens?
Well, I think the challenges are really, you know, it's attrition. I think attrition is the number one challenge in not only our company, but just in the industry in general.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being able to, you know, retain the customers. And I think one of the biggest things are now, as you see, you know, you have all the sunsets that are coming up, you have to change, you know, in the method of transmission. So what really becomes a key is that now there are a lot of marketing efforts talking to a lot of customers about interactive services, and it's fairly new, right? So we have this legacy customers that don't have that, as well as the whole industry does. So the biggest thing for us, we think, is that talking to our existing customers is paramount. Because if you're not telling them about these services and offering them these services to you, somebody else is going to.
And you see it on TV.
And we think that's the most important. And that's what keeps us up at night. Making sure we're taking good care of the customers and communication.
Right. Okay. So I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about where you see growth in the future and what markets you specifically see that in. So resi, commercial, retail.
I think you know, I think residential is the obvious. It's the obvious because, you know, the penetration in residential has been so low for so long. It's been basically about, you know, 20–21%.
Right.
So the growth opportunity with now interactive services, you know, we're coming into the age of, you know, it's lifestyle. You know, time is the most important thing to everybody. So the ability to interact with your system and, you know, whether it's lights, energy, cameras, and security, it's really a very good business proposition. And we think that that's going to drive a lot of market penetration higher and higher.
Right.
So we focus a lot on that. It also has the same attributes on kind of small business, which has a similar characteristic to it.
Right.
We think that there's really, you know, good opportunities, so we think in that small business channel that it's going to grow pretty nice.
Right.
On the commercial side, you know, large commercial has really kind of been on the decline for about the last few years across the enterprise, across the industry. Because it's just the economy, the projects are getting harder, you're bidding against people, the margins are eroding, some people are choosing not to do it. But it's all secular. So the companies still have the needs, the jurisdictions still require that you have to do things. So we think now that commercial piece is really going to start to kick into gear too. So we think it's going to be a pretty robust year this year, we think next year also. But I think the most important thing that we think about is really kind of taking installation type projects and turning them into subscription-based services.
Exactly, for the RMR.
And we think that's really that's the key, and we think that's the future growth within the industry, is thinking about it that way.
Okay, great. We were sitting down with a conference catalog a little while ago, and we were flipping through all of the seminar descriptions, and there's a lot of them in it. Which one of these did you think really stuck out to you? I know you typically always send a team to ESX, so.
And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of very good courses here, but the one thing that really caught my eye was really you know, I'm an operations guy by nature, and continuous improvement in operations lessons learned from logistics efficiency leaders. I think that that's really something that I think is important.
Great. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us. We'll see you at ESX.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Jillian.